This podcast is a proud member of the UUOP Network.
Welcome, foolish mortals, to the Haunted Mansion.
On this week's episode, we're going to be talking about Six Flags Fright Fest Extreme and Dark Universe coming to Epic Universe in 2025. You're listening to episode 181 of the Theme Park Duo podcast.
Prepare yourselves for an unforgettable encounter.
Hi, and welcome to the Theme Park Duo podcast. Grab your park map, churro, and hop in line with us as we take you on a coast-to-coast adventure through the world of theme parks, haunts, conventions, and more. Now, here's your hosts, Nikki and Gabriel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Theme Park Duo podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Nikki.
And I'm Gabe.
And we are
the Theme Park Duo. To give you guys a little bit of an insight of what just happened, we sat down to record, and our dog just decided to eat dinner.
Chomp, chomp,
Chomping
chomp, chomp.
the loudest he's ever chomped in his whole gosh darn doggy gosh dang life. Bowser. He's staring at me right now. He's giving me those looks. But we decided there's no rest for the wicked. We need to record. We have to get this episode out. You all deserve it.
So if you hear chomping, it is not Gabe having a snack.
He's currently staring at something on the floor that I cannot see, and it's freaking me out.
It's a tiny
Well,
ghost.
he just licked the trash can. We're good.
Oh, okay.
That's normal behavior.
Yeah.
Because he's not the brightest bulb. He's a couple. Oh my god, what is he doing? He's like tilting his head now. What are you looking at?
Tiny ghost.
Oh my god, we're talking about scary stuff today, but then now all of a sudden he's like looking at random ghost things in the house. I'm getting freaked out. Knock it off, dude. Anyway, we have a fun episode aside from our dog trying to eat and or look at tiny ghosts in our house. Or maybe he's trying to eat the tiny ghost. In that case, good dog. Keep doing your job. We have a fun episode lined up for everybody today. We're going to be talking about, briefly, our trip to Camp Snoopy and checking out what they have opened of the refurbishment of Camp Snoopy at Knott's Berry Farm. Talking about Fright Fest Extreme coming to Six Flags parks around the world. And then also we're going to be talking about Dark Universe, the Universal Monsters land that is coming to Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort in 2025. Now let's jump into our visit to Knott's. Now, we did get invited to the opening ceremony for this, but it just didn't work out with work.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out. So we knew that we were going to have to make a separate trip, all three of us, to go experience Ghost Town Alive, Camp Snoopy, and all those other fun things. So from my understanding, I knew that Camp Snoopy wasn't completely and utterly transformed from top to bottom yet.
There are still some walls.
There were walls still, a lot of things that are still being worked on. So it's like a phased reopening, kind of like what they did at Disneyland, with Galaxy's Edge. Like, you opened up a Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, but you didn't open up a Rise of the Resistance, and that opened up later. So in this case, I think there's a couple things that are yet to be opened for Camp Snoopy, but we did go in, get to see some of the refurb, a nice new bathroom, and changing stations, feeding rooms, which was a much needed upgrade.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, we all have experienced, well, some of you may have not, but a lot of us have experienced the bathrooms, and if you have a kid, the changing stations at the previous version of Camp Snoopy.
Or even the feeding rooms if you had a kid of that age.
Well, like the changing stations / feeding rooms.
Yeah,
it's all like
it
one
was
area.
kind of like the same room.
But oh man, it's nice now.
It's very nice.
Now.
Much needed upgrade, and I'm
more
a little
stalls.
jealous. A little jealous.
Of that we don't have a child to change.
Use those.
Yeah.
To use those changing rooms. We had the previous iteration of that, which it still was helpful, but this is like the brand new shiny version, and I'm a little jealous of it.
I'll take anything, honestly. Any place to put a child down to change your diaper where it's not weird, I'll take.
Yeah, you don't have to do it out in the opening. You're like your stroller.
Yeah.
That's the bad time.
One time we were at a restaurant, and I went into the bathroom with her, and she was like maybe 6 months old, and no place, no, like,
really,
no koala care fold down thing, nothing. And I went and I asked, I was like, hey, is there like maybe the men's room, or is there another bathroom with the changing station? They're like, there's a little counter space next to the sink.
Oh my God.
That's literally what they told me. So
what restaurant was this?
I don't remember. It was someplace in LA.
Oh, yeah.
Which tracks. But just, if you're a parent out there, the struggle.
To find a changing
struggle.
table in some place, and a clean changing table.
So
at that.
I am very thankful for any changing station at a theme park or any place, but
that's more than just that plastic flip out thing with the koala bears.
I'll take the koala care plastic flip out thing. But
no, aside from that, the bathrooms
it's
are
really nice. Yeah.
They are air conditioned to the extreme. Completely themed on the inside. It's really, really quite nice. It's a big upgrade from what was there before. And then I knew that the first thing we had to do was the little roller coaster that opened up. I think it's called Snoopy's Tender Paw Twister Coaster.
Yes.
And from what I understand, the loading was fairly slow on this. And when we were there, it was fairly slow. I think Sean from BarksyCons timed it, and it's about 7 minutes to load, which is really long. Hopefully they kind of get that down in time to at least 4 to 5 minutes, because that'll make a huge difference on the wait for everybody trying to get on that coaster.
Yeah.
But we went straight there because I knew that was the case. I heard that was the case, so we wanted to knock this one out soon. And I feel like our kiddo was ready for it, but as we progressed through the line, the more she watched it, the more she got scared.
Yes.
and like, she was like, that's fast. That's scary.
That's high.
That's high.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like progressing further and further. And I was just trying to give her those pep talks, trying to give her those like, you got this, kid. You've been on worse. You're golden.
Which she
Don't worry.
has.
She has done worse, and that's the thing. But like, it isn't anything to do with the fact that it's scarier. It's new.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And it's the impending nature.
It's the anticipation.
It's happening right now. Like, she doesn't care about what she did, 3 months ago, 6 months ago. This is right in front of her, and it's intimidating.
It's the anticipation of like any person going on a roller coaster in any form. The older you get, the crazier the roller coaster gets. You still get that little bit of anticipation butterflies sometimes. She hasn't gone on many things, so she got that anticipation butterflies going to this thing. Or in her words, she goes, "There's froggies in my tummy." So not just butterflies, straight up froggies.
Oh no! And then she said, "No, wait, they weren't frogs. They were mosquitoes." And they were all mosquitoes. Female.
Because the female ones are the only ones that bite. We learned that from her.
Yes.
Long story. Anyway, the one thing about this ride, and if you're too tall or if your legs are a little bit bigger than normal, you ain't gonna fit on this thing.
It's tough.
It's unfortunate. Like, we saw a handful of people getting turned away, like normal looking dads, moms, all this stuff. If you are differently shaped, more so than what a like normal or not normal, but you know what I'm trying to say. Standard person, like what you would consider to be a standard person would look like, you're not going to fit on this thing. Don't even waste your time waiting in line.
Yeah.
Or you can wait in line and step off to the side. Unfortunately, bigger people are just not going to fit. It's just the unfortunate circumstance. And even tall people aren't going to fit.
So yeah.
Randy from Funnel Cake Blog, he's 6'1", didn't fit. And he's fairly skinny. Like, he's not a big guy.
Yeah,
he's just tall.
It's the actual space, like in the seat.
Yeah, there's not a lot of knee room. There's a little ledge, or not a ledge, but there's like a little space where your feet go. So when I sit down, which, mind you, I did not fit, the issue that I was having was that my quads were too big.
Yeah.
They were up too high, so the bar didn't go past my legs far enough. It wasn't even my stomach or my waist or anything else. It was my legs.
Yeah.
So when I say, if you are not the normal shape and size of what would be considered the general public, I'm not just talking about people who are overweight. I'm talking about too tall, legs were a little bit wider, your waist is too big.
Kim
or whatever.
Kardashian probably would not.
Yeah, Kim Kardashian would not be able. It's just it is very restrictive.
Yes,
very restrictive.
Thighs are a problem.
Yes. But Nikki was able to go on it with the kiddo, and they were able to experience it together. So I waited off to the side, and I knew she was nervous. I could tell she was nervous. And the thing with this ride is that it goes through 2 circuits because it's short. So it goes through twice immediately without stopping. And the first go around, I did not see many facial reactions. I saw kind of her, turtle a bit, like her head and shoulders go up, and she kind of leaned into you.
She was feeling all the feels of a roller coaster. Yeah.
And then as it went up and around the second time, I just see one hand go up in the air and a smile. And I cheered so loud that Nikki, you told me, you're like, oh, I heard you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, because she liked it.
Yeah.
And when she got off, she was like, I told Mama I want to go again.
I was like, well, we're not waiting
We ain't
another 40
waiting in line
minutes.
again,
Yeah.
kid. But she ended up loving it, and the thing I said was kid tested, kid approved for that. So I was really proud of her for being able to like work through those anxious feelings in order to get on that ride, because it's a lot for a kid.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, she was right. You know, those tummy feelings that she had when it's like what's it called?
A helix.
A helix, like tiny.
You get little
Tiny.
bitty G-forces
But no, yeah,
pushed into your seat.
you get pushed into your seat. You feel a little feeling in your tummy, and whenever I felt it, I could feel her hand squeezing on my hand just a little bit tighter. I was like, oh, she feels it too.
She's definitely feeling something.
Yeah.
But no, she did very, very well. And then we did a couple other small rides in Camp Snoopy. We did do the Beagle Express, the train, which also got redone. Additionally, very, very cute.
Yeah.
What they were able to do with it was small additions, but still very, very cute. Small little storyline to it. They did take away some stuff, which I was a little bit sad about because I felt like they could have just left it to leave it. But I get why they got rid of it. It was kind of like an equal. Like they got rid of enough things, but replaced those things as well with the equal amount of stuff.
No, they added a good little amount of stuff, and I think it freshened it up. You know, because for parents and kids who go on that little train every visit, it's like, oh, cool. New stuff. It's
exactly.
it's fun for everybody.
Yeah, so what they were able to do with it, it's cute, it's simple, it's nice. It got a little bit of a refresh and a facelift that it desperately needed. So I can't wait for the rest of it to open. And honestly, there's a few other parts of the Camp Snoopy that I think could use a little bit of TLC as well.
Yes.
So hopefully in the future they kind of give a little bit of an attention to. Like honestly, not gonna lie, the Red Baron plane ride that just kind of like the Dumbo style ride. I would love for them to just wreck that and then build something else. Put a different flat ride there. Something new, something fresh. Something.
Honestly, something that a lot of the other parks have that I think would be great is a bigger just kid play area.
Like a playground?
Well, no, like like the Dino Playland at Universal.
It's like a play area.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
now.
just like a player the kids can climb on. And
well, they used to have like a small area over on the other side.
Yeah,
and then
they had like
got rid of that.
A rock that you could climb.
There was like some logs,
and there was like a log
underneath.
You could go through. Yeah, there's like two things, but I think that would be really beneficial.
Like a full-on Peanuts themed play area.
Yeah,
that wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't be mad about it. Our kid would love it.
Yeah, right.
Hands down, no questions asked.
Every time we go to Universal, she asks for the play area.
That's true.
It's like, so it's like, I feel like it would be a big, like, bonus
Not
for
really
the
asking
area.
to go on rides, asking to go to the play areas.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
But also kid mentality. It makes sense.
Uh-huh.
They get to actually actively do something.
Uh-huh.
Which to them is more interesting than sitting down and watching a screen on a ride.
Yes.
Even though they get off and like, yeah, that was fun. It's still, they get to actively do something.
You know how they have, like, maybe temporary, but they have that whole green area now with picnic benches. It's like a play area right in the middle of that, because kids, they get antsy.
I have no idea if that play area is going to go away because they were supposed to have a theater there. Uh-huh. So I don't know if that theater is still coming or if it was completely canceled. I don't know what the plan is at all. But that sitting area is actually quite nice.
I like the green space for now.
It's a lot of tables that were needed. It's a lot of space that was needed to have in Camp Snoopy because the only other places to sit down were inside the Grizzly Creek Lodge.
Yeah.
On the patios outside or inside the building.
Uh-huh.
And that was really the only places in Camp Snoopy to really sit down and eat. So then now that there's some benches, I actually kind of quite enjoyed having that ability to be like, okay, well, let's have a snack for the kiddo.
Yeah.
And I'll go in the store and all those things, which the store is redone too. And it's gorgeous. And there's a lot of really cute things to buy in there, which is very dangerous.
Yes.
Very dangerous. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to see when it's all finished because there's a couple new things that are going to open along with that. And I do want to say the most exciting part of that entire visit was seeing active work being done on Montezuma's Revenge. Which is funny because like when I was talking to people about the media event where they have for the opening of Camp Snoopy, they were saying that families were focused on the Camp Snoopy stuff, but all the nerds were like, Montezuma's Revenge. There's work. There's tarps on it. People are actually actively working on it. And then everybody was taking photos of that instead.
That's really funny.
Which makes a lot of sense. I would have been in that group.
Yes, you would have.
But we'll bring the rest of our coverage of Camp Snoopy to you guys once the rest of it does open. But until then, we have some spooky news to share with everybody. So let's jump directly into Haunting Headlines. So not too long ago, Six Flags was posting videos of the famous Six Flags bus. You know, the one that Mr. Six would come out of and like dance and do the whole thing. And there was fog rolling out of it when the doors opened, and you could hear the Venga Boys song playing and faintly, really slow and kind of creepy. And everyone was just a little confused because it was, maybe they're bringing back Mr. Six. Does it have something to do with Halloween? Because they're saying in the caption something about screaming. Like, what is going on? Everyone was confused, but I think the general consensus was that they were bringing back Mr. Six. Then finally, the news dropped, and there was a video, and it was like this intense lead up, like, like something more intense than you've ever experienced. And the camera's panning on the street, and then it goes up, and it's Mr. Six, and he does the freaking dance, and he's dancing to the Venga Boys song, and hit by a bus. He's hit by the Six Flags bus, and it is revealed that Six Flags Fright Fest is now going to be Fright Fest Extreme. Ooh. And they are bringing some huge horror IP to Fright Fest. And on top of that, it's a separately ticketed event, something that we've been asking for so long. So we have all the information around Six Flags Fright Fest Extreme for everybody.
Wait, are you waiting to talk about the end of the video?
What are you talking about the end? Yeah, I'm going to.
Okay, you're coming back to it?
Well, we'll do it now since you brought it up.
Okay.
At the end of the video, they pan over to Mr. Six. He's like on the floor, dead. His glasses broken on the floor off his face, and his hand moves.
Twitches.
Yeah. So I'm assuming we're probably going to get some type of zombie, undead Mr. Six of sorts.
Yeah.
What if he does the Thriller dance now? That makes sense. That'd be great. I'd love that.
Yeah. No, I mean, if we get a walk around character of Mr. Six, that'd be awesome.
If we don't get a walk around character of zombie Mr. Six, I will be thoroughly let down.
Honestly, me too.
Thoroughly let down. Also, that zombie Mr. Six better be doing the Venga Boys dance. He better be doing
constantly. Never stop.
He never stops doing the Venga Boys music dance thing.
The actor just goes, help me.
I'm chained over here. Please help me. They won't let me stop dancing. Take it away, Nikki.
Okay, here we go. The world's largest...
Thanks for giving me the heads up before you read it.
Are you ready? Here we go. I'm going to start reading. I'm not
sure I am.
Brace yourself. Ready?
I'm holding on to my butt.
Go.
Why are you giving it to yourself? Shouldn't I be saying that to you?
Oh, no, I was hyping myself up.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay, good for you. Yeah, go Nikki. Go Nikki.
The world's largest regional theme park company and largest operator of water parks in North America, I didn't know that, unveils Fright Fest Extreme, presented by Snickers.
Give me a gosh dang Snickers as I enter the park.
They should.
Come on.
Do you remember that one year where every maze was presented by
Twix, presented by M&M's, presented by Snickers? Well, actually not M&M's because that's not a Mars brand.
But you get it.
Everything was presented by a candy.
But then we were reviewing it that year, and every maze we're like, why didn't we get a candy bar at the beginning?
I'm telling you, it's great advertising if you were actually to give candy out, and plus it's Halloween, so it makes sense. People.
It makes so much sense.
I'm getting angrier the more I think about it.
Okay, well, featuring an expansive lineup of terrifying horror franchises ahead of the brand's highly anticipated annual event. Beginning September 7th, thrill seekers and horror enthusiasts are invited to immerse themselves in the pulse-pounding excitement and terror that only Fright Fest can deliver, with Six Flags' largest investment and expansion yet.
This year, Fright Fest returns with a vengeance and goes extreme. Visitors to Six Flags Great America in New Jersey and Six Flags Magic Mountain in Los Angeles.
Great Adventure in New
Great
Jersey.
Adventure. Sorry.
Someone would yell at you.
So yeah, they would. Six Flags. What did I say?
Great America.
Oh, you're right. I did mess that up. Six Flags Great Adventure in New Jersey and Six Flags Magic Mountain. Sorry, Greg. Greg from Park Journey. He's gonna get mad at me. Six Flags Great America. Great. Did it again. Six Flags Great Adventure in New Jersey and Six Flags Magic Mountain in Los Angeles will step into a world where nightmarish creatures inspired by legendary horror brands come to life with Lionsgate and Twisted Pictures Saw franchise, Netflix's Stranger Things and Army of the Dead, Warner Brothers Discovery's The Conjuring, Annabelle and The Nun, and Legendary Entertainment's Trick or Treat. Guests at Six Flags Great Adventure will also be treated to a new experience from Netflix and Legendary Entertainment's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, while visitors to Six Flags Mexico will have access to a special exclusive maze based on Deceased, the best-selling comic book series from DC Comics. Details of this year's new attractions include
the Saw franchise. Celebrate the 20th anniversary of Saw with an all-new experience honoring the franchise's legacy of terror by plunging guests into the depths of Jigsaw's twisted mind. Guests will endure torturous trials and come face to face with some of John Kramer's most diabolical contraptions before time runs out.
The Conjuring universe. Strap in for a tour of the Warrens' most hair-raising and gruesome cases, including those that inspired The Conjuring, Annabelle, and The Nun. In each realm, encounters with cursed artifacts make you the target of The Conjuring.
Stranger Things. Guests will be able to step into the popular Netflix series through this new immersive maze. Stay tuned for more details.
That's spine-chilling. That sounds terrifying.
That does. It does.
Army of the Dead. The city of Las Vegas is under lockdown following a recent viral outbreak, and survivors must look for an escape while battling the undead.
Trick or Treat. Enter a dark and twisted candy trail nightmare on a jack-o'-lantern lit path of supernatural encounters which tap into your deepest fears. With Sam, the infamous spirit of Halloween, as your guide. Learn the rules of the spooky holiday before entering a world where tricks dominate treats.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. Guests are cast as visitors to Harlow on the heels of the influencer set on revitalizing the town, but their arrival leads to a stunning and deadly secret being revealed.
Deceased. Based on the #1 best-selling comic series, fans enter through the Hall of Justice to find the DC universe has succumbed to Darkshield's anti-life equation.
Dark Seeds.
Dark
Sides.
Dark Sides. I said Dark Shields. Dark. I don't know.
I don't remember, to be honest.
Okay. Dark Sides anti-life equation. See the Justice League like never before as they fight to save the Earth or end it themselves. Will you be one of the few who survive these new scares of the DC universe?
And as we mentioned before, Fright Fest has now become a separately ticketed event.
Yes.
So it's no longer you go into the park for Six Flags, Magic Mountain, or whatever other park you're at during the day, and it just transforms and you pay for a maze wristband afterwards, and you get all the scare zones for free. Now you have to pay a hard ticket in order to experience all of it,
as it should be.
And they've done away with wristbands for the general public. Now you still have to get a wristband if you're a pass holder. If you're a pass holder, you get access. I'll list them. You get access, but you have to buy a wristband to get into the mazes. That's only for pass holders.
Okay.
But I'll read out the details here in a second. So, Fright Fest Extreme admission options at Six Flags Magic Mountain and Six Flags Great Adventure include single-day admission. A separate event ticket will be required for Fright Fest Extreme admission with access to all haunted attractions, rides, and entertainment. Guests can purchase an express upgrade to priority entry to all haunted houses. Then pass holder admission. Fright Fest Extreme Park admission will be included for all 2024 Gold, Platinum, and Diamond Season Pass holders, 6+ members, and Legacy members with a valid pass. An additional fee for entry to haunted houses will still be included. Now, the price for a single admission to Fright Fest Extreme is going to be $99. Okay. And then it is going to be $149 for the admission plus express pass. Now, I was clicking around on the calendar to see if there was price fluctuation based on the days that you go. So like sometimes when you go to Scary Farm,
Yeah.
Thursdays are cheaper than Saturdays.
Yeah.
There is no fluctuation.
Okay.
I clicked on a bunch of dates. It seems like this is a flat rate period. So price is going to be the same for Thursday compared to a Saturday, compared to a Sunday, compared to whatever it is.
Cool.
So at Six Flags Magic Mountain, Los Angeles, Fright Fest Extreme will operate on select Thursdays through Sundays from September 7th to November 3rd.
What?
Marking the park's largest and longest Fright Fest ever with 32 nights. The expansion and investment of added horror franchises will establish Six Flags Magic Mountain as the leader in California with a record combined total of 20 haunted houses and scare zones. The park will be open from daytime operations on select calendar days from 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. for Kids Boo Fest and Oktoberfest, with Fright Fest Extreme running from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. on Thursdays and Sundays, and 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. So
I have a
that is the information there.
I have a question.
Shoot.
We listed off all of the IPs and like all of the houses but that's not all for Six Flags Magic Mountain.
No.
So do we know specifically what Six Flags Magic Mountain is getting?
They are not getting Deceased, and they're not getting Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay.
To my knowledge, everything else they're getting.
Okay,
Because we already
cool.
have Saw, and we already have The Conjuring.
Yes.
So it would just be adding
Trick or
Stranger
Treat.
Things, Army of the Dead, and Trick or Treat.
Okay.
So.
Okay, that's fine.
That would make sense. And the biggest question I personally have is like, okay, that's an additional, 1, 2, 3 other mazes. Are they going to make additional locations for mazes? Or are they going to be getting rid of original mazes in replacement for the IP mazes?
Probably that one.
I would agree. Also, simply based on the fact that we are probably never going to get a, what is it? I almost called it Dead Rising. What's the one that's like the zombie one? It's in the
the one that was
Aftermath.
in the ruins.
Aftermath 2 Chaos Rising.
Yeah,
is what it is, 'cause we're never gonna get Aftermath 3.
Yeah.
Dang it. But to me, that is like the perfect location to have Army of the Dead. Simply because it was a zombie thing before. They could probably repurpose a lot of things, and it looks post-apocalyptic anyway.
Exactly.
So I mean, it just matters on whether or not they're going to spend the money to make everything look like Vegas. That's the question.
Yeah. No, they could add a few things.
They could definitely add a few things. I mean, honestly, signs on cars and signs in other places.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the larger structures in that backlot area of the park look nothing like Vegas, though. But they are just because it used to be part of the Batman stunt show.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of general things. You know, there's like a police department.
Well, I
sign
mean,
and
isn't
stuff,
Vegas
but
just a bunch of general things?
That's not what I meant.
But am I a little bit right?
No, because Vegas is iconic locations visually that you would recognize as something from Vegas.
Yeah.
You know, like the Stratosphere or a taxi roller coaster car or something, you know, or the pyramid for the Luxor or things like that. Those are iconic things that you would associate with Vegas that I'm talking about bringing into the maze in order to establish it as a location rather than just the general towers and post-apocalyptic nature of it. It feels more Mad Max than it does Army of the Dead, if that makes sense. So that's kind of what my thought is there. If I'm going to make guesses on where these things are going, I am definitely going to say that Army of the Dead is going to go where Chaos Rising is. I think Trick or Treat is probably going to take over Vault 666. That's another guess. And then what was the third one? The third one was Stranger Things. I have no idea where that's going to go. There is an extra location, remember, because they used to have Toys in 3D.
Yes.
Right next door to.
Do you think Willoughby's?
Oh no!
I know, but it's a house.
You're right.
It's a house.
Well, the only other, so the two things that are houses are Willoughby's and the one for Screen Break, the one that's there.
Oh, the house party.
Yeah, the house party one.
Yeah.
But like, take away the house party and make it Stranger Things.
They could definitely do that.
They could probably do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is all guesses here. There hasn't been an official announcement on like what locations they're going in, or what mazes are getting replaced, or what's going on. If we're getting scare zones that are still originally themed and we're getting the traditional Fright Fest scare zones, or are we going to get scare zones attached to these IPs as well? We do not know yet.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of information still left on the table that I'm very curious about.
Trick or Treat, did they say it was going to be a haunted house?
Yes. I mean, that's this year's new attractions include.
Attractions. Well, because the only reason I say that was because when I read the thing, it said enter a dark and twisted candy trail nightmare of a jack-o'-lantern lit path, which makes me think it could be a scare zone.
You know what? You are not wrong. That's actually
I'm smart.
good. Nikki, super smart. Good job, Nikki.
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
But that makes me also scared
Scared
of
that nightmares?
Yes.
Nightmares might be going. But there's also still the other path on the other side leading down to West Coast Racers and stuff.
There is.
So there are areas, and if they're saying they're investing as much money as they say they are doing, hopefully they won't be getting rid of iconic scare zones and will be adding to the iconic scare zones.
Yeah.
There's also the pathway leading up to X2, right by Revolution.
Yes.
So that entire area could also be.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot of real estate for them to use without, taking over another spot that's already established and that people really love.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed they don't do that.
I'm just really, really hoping that there is attention brought to what you just said. Just the fact that there are fan favorite scare zones and mazes that people probably wouldn't be super happy about losing, like Nightmares or City Under Siege, which I don't think City Under Siege would ever leave.
No,
I
that's
really
pretty good.
sincerely never see that ever leaving unless it just gets adjusted or changed in some manner.
Yeah.
But these are fan favorite things that I don't think anyone wants to see leave. So hopefully there was some thought and care placed into that prior to knock it all down. Let's build IP stuff.
City, baby.
IP City, baby. So good. Money, 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 money. I don't know why they became Mr. Krabs. But no, I'm very excited to see the next iteration of what Fright Fest is and what it can be. Because that's the thing that we've always talked about every single year is plussing and changing and stepping up what the Fright Fest product is.
This is an exciting step.
It is a very exciting step, but it's also a very scary step because it is uncharted territory.
Why I smiled?
Yeah, probably the same reason why I smiled as well. We watched too much of the new Little Mermaid movie where Eric's song, "The Wild Uncharted Waters." That's what Fright Fest is right now.
That's what every Fright Fest higher up is singing right now.
Exactly.
As they stroll through the park.
What I will say though is, what I'm warning people at, because I think people immediately jump to, oh my God, IPs, oh my God, it's going to be the most amazing thing in the world. Oh my God, it's going to be amazing. And I'm not saying it's not gonna be. I'm just saying that this year is going to be a massive trial run to test certain things out. So roll with the punches, know that it might not be perfect this year, but know that the investment is going to circle back into next year's event too.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction.
It is a major step in the right direction. Now, question, how do you feel about the price?
Well, I would be willing to pay it for potentially a better experience and less crowds.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows how less the crowds will be. But, for the hope of an overall plussed experience, I am definitely okay with paying $99 and
a premium price.
No, and I mean, if I go and if I only go once, I want front of the line, so I would definitely pay $150 for it.
Yeah, to make sure that you're able to experience all of the haunted houses. For me, I think I'm okay with the price. It's hard because you're looking at a price compared to something that you know nothing about.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the most difficult part of this entire thing. I think, like I mentioned before, it's going to be a huge trial run. So I wouldn't be shocked if a lot of people sit this one out just to see how it goes. Just to see what the product is going to be like, to feel like maybe, that may or may not be up my alley. You know, or even wait till the videos and flow throughs come out from opening night or opening weekend or the first 2 weekends or whatever it is. The one thing I do know that I can feel confident in saying is that the scare zones are going to be off the chain. They always are.
Yes.
The talent is always fantastic. The makeup is always fantastic. We always give so much praise to Fright Fest's makeup and scare zones. I think their haunted houses sometimes can be hit or miss, and I think that's a fair thing to say.
Yep.
But their scare zones are never misses, in my opinion. They are always so much fun. Even from our least favorite to the most most favorite, I think that they're good.
Yeah,
They start
agree.
off at good and go up to phenomenal, perfect, don't touch it.
Yep.
And, you know, for me, that's like on that top echelon of scare zones is like Nightmares and City Under Siege. Those two things are on that top echelon for me. You know, I would even throw those two in my top 5 scare zones of SoCal, period.
Yeah.
So,
And that's my one thing. It's like everything that we praise Six Flags for, Fright Fest for, is the original stuff. It's the
True.
stuff where they have fun. It's Nightmares. That's like
also
the
the same thing we
Willoughbys
say
and all
about
that.
Horror Nights, too, which is the funniest thing.
Yeah.
We praise Horror Nights
but-
for their
and
original stuff.
Scream Break.
Yeah.
All original. We have the time of our lives. So it's like, I really hope, like, I am all for Fright Fest expanding and growing and getting IPs, but I don't want them to lose that charm that so many of us love.
I have a sneaking suspicion that they won't.
Yeah.
You know, the creative minds behind Fright Fest know what fans like.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the reason why I don't think, you know, scare zones that we like are going to go away. I think they understand what the fans want, and I think they understand that they need to add and not take away
Yes.
for a lot of these things. So I do have at least that positive outlook on that. In terms of, you know, the IP representation, I think it's a great step. I think it's what Fright Fest needs. And if Saw's any indication of the quality that they could bring to the park, then I would love to see that continue to move on to everything else, because Trick or Treat is one of my favorite pieces of media ever. I have a Sam lollipop
Yes.
tattoo on my chest.
I have a Sam backpack.
You have a Sam backpack. We are fans of that franchise. I am a little peeved that we're not getting deceased because it looks awesome. I mean, I think it was Warner Brothers Australia did a Halloween zombie-ification of those characters, also deceased, which looked incredible. I'm so jealous that we're not going to get it, because honestly, the only other place that could go into is DC Universe, and that's where City Under Siege is, and we don't want that. So it's a double-edged sword. It's like, we don't get it, and I'm mad, but also I'm glad we're not getting it because it would replace everything else.
No, but I mean, they could still do it technically
In front of the Justice League ride?
The Justice League ride, yeah, because there's that whole area where they could have that. They could have both. Both things can't exist, because if one thing that Six Flags Magic Mountain is not lacking is real estate.
That's true.
There's so many places.
There's a lot of real estate. There's a lot of real estate.
So much.
There's a lot of places where you could add scare zones. I want a scare zone on the pathway up to Samurai Summit, but I want them all to be sliders, so they just slide all the way down the hill to the freaking Cheeto popcorn stand.
They can't stop themselves. They just go, boom,
someone
boom,
please help me.
as they slide by.
They're just yelling boo as they go down.
Yeah.
And in my mind, they're like, someone please help me.
Help me.
Oh my God.
Are there pillows at the bottom?
You just hear a crash at the bottom of the hill. That's not good.
No pillows.
No pillows at the bottom of the hill. No, so yeah, joking aside, I am very excited about the next iteration in the evolution of Fright Fest. It is very interesting that they called it Fright Fest Extreme. I think they could have stuck with just Fright Fest and just changed everything else. But no harm, no foul. It is what it is. I'm very excited to see the changes coming and see how it affects the experience of going to Fright Fest.
Yeah.
So, and I'm crossing my fingers, less strollers. Less strollers, please. Less babies.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
That was the one
That's all
thing.
I'm asking for.
That
God,
was
please.
the one thing. The day-to-nighters would stay there with their kids, and so many strollers. Like, obviously, you know, we're introducing our kiddo slowly, you know, but it's the strollers, man. It was killer.
I mean, I would never bring our kiddo in a stroller.
No.
Never in a million years. Like, and even when we're there, I'm like, kid, you're walking. You're walking. I'll pick you up in a little bit, but you're walking most of this time, kid.
Yeah, but she's old enough now. But it's like we would never dream of bringing a stroller. And
No.
it's like no shade. You know, I mean, it's it was previously a free event. If you have a
Yeah.
family that wanted to stay into the night, I get it. But hopefully this will stop that a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it'll stop it just a little bit.
Yeah.
Honestly, like when it comes like the conversation of children at haunted events is a multifaceted, non-black and white conversation. It is as complicated can be. But the last thing I want is one chainsaw in the face to ruin a child's experience at one of these events, because you want them to have fun, but a chainsaw inches away from their face and with a maniacal monster thinking that that's hysterical, which, not gonna lie, pretty damn funny.
Well, you never know what's
It'll ruin
gonna
it.
you never know what's gonna set a kid off too. They could be totally fine with one thing, and then you get one green marionette puppet at Knott's Berry Farm, and they're scarred for life. You know, so you never know.
I thought you were gonna say like one child, like a weird child, loves chainsaws. They're like, yeah, chainsaws.
No, I mean that also has probably happened.
Probably.
So I mean, it's just you never know with kids. So you really have to do like a case by case basis.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
No, and we've gotten to that conversation.
Like there's
I don't
no
think we should
blanket
go into it
judgment.
deep,
No,
but-
I'm not. But yeah, there's no blanket judgment. I mean, we brought it up with the strollers thing. And
Yeah.
like, but it's it's just it was very prevalent at Six Flags because of the ability for families to
just
stay
stay,
from day to night. And so hopefully less of that.
That's what I'm crossing my
Yeah.
fingers for the major change coming
Yeah.
to the park. So that's up at the top of my list, baby.
Honestly, yeah.
Top of my list. But I digress. Moving out of the Halloween news, but still staying in the spooky realm, a nice spooky neighbor next door, as it were. We're going to be talking about Dark Universe, which was the latest land revealed coming to Epic Universal Orlando Resort, which is opening up, or Epic Universe is opening up in 2025, quote unquote opening up. We'll see if it actually gets open. There's a lot of work left to get done, but Dark Universe, I think this was the one I was waiting for the entire time. Like, I want to learn more. I want to know everything I can about everything that I love spooky, and bringing fantastic versions of the famous Universal monsters, Frankenstein, you know what I mean, Dracula, the Wolfman, and even new characters and other famous characters. A lot of interesting, cool stuff to learn about here, and I think this had a lot of people talking, a lot. More so than Super Nintendo World, more so than Isle of Berk, more so than Celestial Park.
Uh-huh.
And I was shocked. Like, I know that there's a lot of fans of the Universal Monsters, and that's that's a known thing, that there's a lot of fans for that.
Yeah.
But I was not expecting the intensity of that fan base and it infecting everybody else and everybody else getting so gosh dang pumped for this thing.
Well, it's just so different, and it's catering to everyone who's been wanting something like this for so long. And I mean, not just from Universal, from any park. There's like a whole group of people that have been dying for like a section of a Disney park that's for villains only. It's like that more sinister, dark nature that of these things that has just a whole group of people very excited.
I think there is a lot of truth in scary or darker characters being very cool and people liking them for a reason.
Yeah.
And I think this is further proof of that. You could point to characters throughout media like Darth Vader, Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Frankenstein, Dracula, like all these different characters that are considered dark that have huge followings.
Oh yeah.
So this is further evidence of all of that. But let's jump into the details surrounding Dark Universe. It's alive! It's alive! Next year, Universal, the pioneer of the horror genre, will bring the timeless monsters to the present day with the debut of Dark Universe, one of the 5 immersive worlds featured at the all-new Universal Epic Universe opening in 2025. The most mysterious world of Universal Orlando's newest theme park, this captivating new land will envelop guests in monstrous adventures across various attractions, shops, and restaurants, and character meet and greets that will thrill everyone from families to classic monster fans alike. Created by award-winning Universal creative team in partnership with Universal Pictures, Dark Universe blends the iconic stories of unearthly legends like Dracula, the Wolfman, Frankenstein's monster. Thank you for getting it right, Universal. The Bride of Frankenstein, and more, with a new generation of monsters and characters, including Dr. Victoria Frankenstein, the great-great-granddaughter of the infamous Henry Frankenstein, who has continued his misguided experiments. As guests venture through Darkmoor, which is the name of the town, the ravaged village within Dark Universe, they'll encounter the characters and subjects of those experiments within a first-of-its-kind theme park environment that offers family-friendly fun while also pushing the boundaries of intensity in a way that only Universal could achieve.
Welcome to Darkmoor. The journey to Dark Universe begins the moment guests enter its electrifying portal, which harnesses the dark energy of Darkmoor. As guests step foot inside, the same energy will pulsate throughout the entire village and connect at the top of Frankenstein Manor, the towering focal point of Dark Universe. Nestled within the blackened stone walls of the town, guests will embark on unique adventures where they can get made up to look like their favorite monsters, spin throughout the woods and aboard a thrilling family coaster, enjoy unique dining establishments, enter Frankenstein Manor to brave the Universal Orlando's most chilling ride ever, and more.
Here's more information about the thrilling and unsettling attractions and entertainment experiences that await visitors at Dark Universe. And this is the one that everyone is pumped for right here. Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment. Universal Orlando's most terrifying attraction yet, this state-of-the-art dark ride takes guests deep into the catacombs of Frankenstein's Manor, where Dr. Victoria Frankenstein conducts her twisted experiments. In a vain display of her genius, she invites guests into her laboratory to witness a demonstration of her ability to control monsters. But her plan goes awry when her attempt to control the most dangerous of monsters, Dracula, fails, unleashing a horde of enraged monsters. Guests are then thrust into an intense ride through the darkness, and they try to evade the grasp of the Wolfman, the Mummy, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, the Brides of Dracula, and others.
Ooh. Next is the Curse of the Werewolf. Deep in the woods that sit on the edge of Darkmoor, guests will find the Curse of the Werewolf, a spinning family coaster inspired by the Wolfman. Guests will enter the encampment of the Guild of Mystics, where they'll be greeted by Maleva?
There's no question mark there.
Maleva. No, I was trying to see how to pronounce it.
Maleva?
Maleva?
Samantha?
Maleva. I don't know. The Guild's all-knowing seer and leader, who warns... Samantha? Sorry.
That was so late. That was so late. Samantha?
It was festering. Okay. Who warns... Okay, Maleva warns them all that the...
This is your fault. This is your fault. Maleva?
You're the one Okay. She warns them all...
This is what happens.
Warns them that they bear the mark of the werewolf. Guests then board... Oh no. Okay.
Got the giggles. We got this. I believe in us. I believe in us.
Okay. Want to know what happens next? Guests then board a wagon.
Was that in there? Because
No.
then why would you say that?
I was trying to get back on track.
Oh, you want to know what happens next? What are you, the Bravo channel? Go. Keep reading.
Okay. Guests will board a wagon and venture into the forest, racing to escape the werewolves before they come one themselves.
So, before we got to this, did I say Dracula weird? Is that why you looked at me? Did I say like Dracula? I think I did.
I don't remember.
I think I did. Either which way. Moving on. Darkmoor Monster Makeup Experience. Guests of all ages can become fashionably monstrous as they don elaborate face paint and temporary tattoos at Darkmoor's Monster Makeup Experience. Here, monster makers have converted Dr. Pretoria's infamous old lab into a parlor to continue the spirit of his demented experiments, and skilled artisans use their talents to transform guests' outer appearances so they can showcase their fandom for the Universal monsters. So it's essentially a much, 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 much cooler version of Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique.
Yeah.
Bibbidi Bobbidi Doo, bitch. I'll take this over anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Our kiddo would love it.
Oh, she's going to love this.
Okay. Next, meet the monsters. There's always someone or something looming in the shadows of Dark Universe, including monsters who are eager to meet and greet everyone from kids to adults, including Dr. Victoria Frankenstein's monster and the alluring Bride of Frankenstein. Guests will also encounter the other unusual inhabitants roaming the eerie village, including Victoria Frankenstein's servant, Igor, and the Invisible Man, an eccentric monster hunter, and a talented musician who regales. I wanted to say relegates. That's too long. Regales guests with songs and tales of the classic Universal monster stories.
You want to know the scariest
There's a bard.
part? You want to know what the scariest part of all of that is? You never know when you're going to meet the Invisible Man. You may have already met him and you wouldn't know.
He's
Kevin. That is the smartest marketing thing in the world. It's like, you can meet the Invisible Man if you can find him.
You just did.
You just did.
In the movie If, they kept on tripping over Kevin.
Oh, yeah. It's just Kevin.
It's like that. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
The Invisible
What's
Man.
his name, Kevin?
I think so.
I don't remember. But there was like an invisible If in that movie.
Yes.
But yeah, no, that sounds super duper fun. Guests can also sink their teeth into delicious fare and shop all new merchandise and apparel during their visit to Dark Universe at highly themed dining and retail locations. Das Steakhouse. That's how I want to say it.
Forever.
It's Das Steakhouse is what I think it's pronounced as, but I want to say it as Das Steakhouse because I feel like that's the only way to say it.
You sound like
properly.
The 3 little pigs from Shrek.
You're not. Das Steakhouse. Yeah, you're not wrong. Darkmoor's most ominous restaurant. This establishment is a dining hall run by vampire familiars who size up unsuspecting patrons to be a part of the vampire's feast. Surrounded by artwork and artifacts detailing the history of the village's creatures of the night, guests can enjoy a menu of kebabs, burgers, sandwiches, and more. The Burning Blade Tavern, this is the one that I like. Despite the blades of the windmill still smoldering and flaming periodically, Darkmoor's monster hunters have transformed this old fiery mill into their favorite hangout. While enjoying a menu of burgers, wings, bratwurst, pretzels, and specialty beverages, guests will hear stories of the infamous hounds, boastful hunters from beyond Darkmoor, all while surrounded by an impressive display of monster heads they consider their, quote, trophies. DeLacy's Cottage, near Frankenstein's Manor since DeLacy's Cottage food stand, where the original Frankenstein's monsters once received sustenance and friendship. Here, guests can find a variety of snacks and cool treats like cinnamon bread, ice cream, twisted taters, and more. Cinnamon bread is finally making its way over here, thank God. And then guests can take home a piece of immortal world of Dark Universe with commemorative merchandise and mementos from retail locations like Pretorius Scientific Oddities.
Did you revoke my my reading because of my giggle fit?
No, I didn't.
Because you bulldozed through all those. You didn't even pass it to me.
They were just super short. I just went through them all.
Okay, I'm a little offended. I feel like you don't trust me anymore. And didn't let me read it anymore.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to find out afterwards.
I want a pretzel.
Because you were your reading was taken away, or you just want a pretzel all the time?
Well, no, because you said there were pretzels in the Burning Blade Tavern, and now I won't.
You know, you could probably get pretzels at
Das
Steakhouse.
No, well, no, it's not listed there.
It's not listed there.
Not listed there.
I'm just trying to find
false information.
I'm trying to find reasons to say Das Steakhouse as often as I can.
You should say it once in every episode for the rest of the season.
I think I've said it enough for the rest of the season already in this episode.
Twitter poll: should Gabe say Das Steakhouse
every
episode for the rest of the season? And he has to fit it in, though. It can't just be random. He has to fit it into the conversation.
How the hell am I supposed to fit Das Steakhouse in any sentence other than talking about Dark Universe?
Like, say we're having a conversation, like, you know, a month from now, and I say, oh yeah, that sounds familiar. And you go, you know what else is familiar? The vampire familiars at Das Steakhouse. So yes, you can fit it in if you really try.
Think about it. Yes. That's a lot of work.
Challenge. You know why all this came about?
Why?
Because you didn't let me read anything.
Sorry.
Just kidding.
You want to read it now?
I'm not kidding.
The people could probably hear it again. It's great.
No, I'm good.
It's good information. Anyway, let's start at Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment. Now, if you guys go and watch the video that they released talking about Dark Universe, there is footage, not actual footage of the ride, but like there is concept art, there's and a bunch of other stuff. How dare you hit the table? You said you were going to move your arm. Nikki had to be in the episode later, arm down. She goes, I'm never going to move my arm the entire episode.
Well, we finished reading.
And that's what I said. I said, are you going to keep it there? And you're like, yeah, I'm going to keep it there.
Yeah, the whole time we're reading from our phones.
Lame. Any which way. There's a lot of things in there that you can look out for. One of those things is an animatronic that's going in this attraction. And it's kind of backlit. It's backlit. Yes, it's backlit and it's fuzzied out. And the fact that they're actually putting in physical animatronics of some of these creatures is absolutely insane. But you can see the movement on this thing. It is buttery smooth. It is absolutely amazing. And you don't even get to see the major details of it. You just see like the furry outline and the clothes sort of. And you want to know the funniest thing that I learned about this?
What?
Is because it's backlit and because all of the front of it is so dark, everyone's like, I'm going to turn up the brightness and see its face, because that's what you do. So people turn up the brightness to see its face, and guess what they saw?
No face.
A big ass black square just sitting in front of its face. So Universal
They knew.
And put a giant black matte square in front of its face. So when people tried to brighten it, they couldn't see its face.
Good job, Universal.
Super smart. That's forward thinking right there. But additionally, in that same video, if you look very closely, you could see the ride vehicles for this attraction. And it looks like Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. It looks exactly like those seats. Not in the sense of like, it's a flying bench, but similar ride restraints, similar formation, like 4 seats in a row, but they are like spiked almost tombstones, if you will. And it's an over-the-head restraint with feet dangling. So there's like a little model of it to the left of one of the people talking about the attraction. It's like on his little table next to like a TV or something. And if you go online, you can find the schematics and the blueprints for this. So you can compare the two. I think Alicia Stella, who's on Twitter, or X rather, posted the comparison. So you can look at one of her tweets.
Okay.
Or X's. Do you call them X's?
You call them tweets.
I'm just going to call them tweets.
And you call it Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody calls it. I mean, people do call it X, but people usually call it X, formerly Twitter.
That's true. But yeah, so those are the two major things that you should definitely look out for. But also just that video gives so much cool information regarding Dark Universe that you should really go watch it. It is fascinating. The one thing that I like that they brought up in this video is the fact that they said that they wanted to create a scary attraction.
Yeah.
They wanted it to be scary. They wanted to create something, and this is what they said. They said they wanted to create something where people could brag that they went on Universal's scariest ride. And this is like the perfect opportunity to bring back those like, I survived the blah 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 ride t-shirts.
I like those
I
t-shirts.
want that.
I like those t-shirts when they're ironic.
Like, I survived Small World?
Yeah.
Nah. Like, I like it for Jurassic Park or The Mummy or any of those things. Like any ride with a big drop. I like that kind of stuff. So I feel like it's a perfect opportunity to bring something like that back.
I like the ironic.
Which they never will. They'll never bring it back. It's 290s, early 2000s for them. So that is just absolutely fascinating that they were actually genuinely trying to find something scary or make something scary. So I'm very excited about that. The other thing I'm very excited about is the monster makeup experience.
Yes.
Just
I
actually
do that.
I want to do it as soon as I go. I want to do it. Are you kidding me?
But but you know what?
What?
You're gonna sweat it off.
Oh, you're gonna sweat it off immediately in the Orlando summer.
I just thought about
freaking humid sun.
They better use some good setting spray.
I don't know if they are.
I don't know if it exists.
I don't know if it exists or that something that works for the humidity over there. You're gonna end up melting away.
Maybe it's just a bunch of temporary face tattoos. Because they did say they were temporary tattoos.
Maybe. Who knows?
That would stay.
That would definitely stay.
Yeah.
But I don't want that. I want face paint.
You want face paint?
Face paint, baby. But yeah, no, there's a lot of really interesting stuff here and things that sound like a bunch of fun. And if you sit down and actually look at a lot of the concept art, which we posted the information on themeparkduo.com, so if you go there, you could see all this information that we talked about and the concept art. There's a lot of really fascinating, cool things to look at and kind of take away from the experience. And it's just been such a long time coming, getting something like this.
Yep, for sure.
And it finally just feels right getting something like this, especially for somebody like me. And I'm not going to, I'll let you speak from your position alone because I don't want to speak for you. But for me, as somebody who has grown to love the Universal monsters as deeply as I have, and for somebody to have been so terrified of them and grown into loving them, I am so unbelievably excited to experience a new version of what we've come to know and love at Universal Studios Hollywood, which is, finding the bride and finding the Frankenstein's monster and finding Dracula. And at the time, for a while, the Mummy, and taking pictures with them. And this is taking that to the nth degree. And as a horror fan, I am all ears. I am game. This is the rope drop land for me.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can't top that speech, but, I've always been a fan of the Universal monsters, the classic monsters, and I don't think I've ever been scared of them.
I mean, I was a big chicken when I was younger.
For me, it wasn't fear turned into love. It was just always a general respect and prestige. The prestige? That's the wrong word. Admiration. I just always loved all that stuff. I hope they said that there was a monster hunter somewhere in one of the restaurants.
The Burning Blade Tavern, I think.
I hope it's Van Helsing. I would love to see Van Helsing.
I don't think
I would love to
even
see
do that.
I would love to see.
Are you just saying that because it was Hugh Jackman?
No.
Hugh Jackman was Van Helsing.
I know he was Van Helsing.
Who was also Van Helsing? Was it Anthony Hopkins? Was Anthony Hopkins Van Helsing? In Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Yes.
Was he? I don't know.
I don't
that
remember.
could be totally wrong.
Well, anyway, no, I just love that character. But I'm excited for this area. I'm excited for something just darker, because it's so
very different.
It's so unlike what the usual theme park fare is. So just in general, on top of our love for the classic Universal monsters and how much they've grown to mean to us even more over the last few years, with our kiddo being really into it and wanting to find them in the parks, it's just really exciting.
It's very, very exciting. And I think you kind of hit the nail on the head, is that Dark Universe is going to be different than anything that theme parks have done.
Yeah. And
it's kind of mixing our two worlds together. Our regular themed entertainment kind of experiences with the Halloween's kind of scary experiences that we've done.
Yeah.
And kind of creating a new experience from those two things. And I think there's a world where that can be done really, really well. And I think there's a world where that can be done in a way that I don't think it's neutering the fear factor of it too much. But based on everything that's been said, I don't think that that's going to be the case.
I also... just from what we've read, for me, it seems like there is a level of immersiveness in this area that I'm really hoping they keep up. I remember...
Are you talking about the musicians, the monster hunters?
No, but even the that one restaurant, all of the people in there are vampire familiars.
Steakhouse.
Yes, looking for, juicy patrons, that basically, but they should all be in character, and to a certain extent, just as much as in the wizarding world, how you would go into, I'm not sure if they still do this in Universal, but how they would be like, hey, you're gonna see the Quidditch match later, in Hollywood. Never really worked. They tried.
Put your MasterCard here.
Yeah, no, they tried, but they gave up real fast. But I remember when I went when it was fairly new in Orlando, and oh my gosh, the people working that were on it, they were all in character. They were so hyped, and so at least to some level, I hope that they stick with the role playing. We know Galaxy's Edge never worked, but you know what I mean. But I feel like
Bright Suns.
I feel like Universal can do it.
You should go to Dark Universe and go, Bright Suns.
They did it very well in the Wizarding World for a long time, and I'm hoping that at least for a little while we get that immersiveness in this area, because I think that that's what they're going for a little bit, and I hope they do it.
You might get a little bit of it, but it's probably going to be the same thing as time goes on. It's just going to slowly
as time goes on,
away.
it will fizzle out. I'm going for opening year vibes. That's what I'm going for.
You're not wrong. And honestly, I think it really just comes down to the general public's willingness to essentially LARP. And I think, if anything, the Wizarding World, and even to a certain extent, Galaxy's Edge and the Galactic Star Cruiser, has proved that many people do not want to do that often.
Yeah.
And if you're going to pay a price to go to a theme park, a world-class theme park, the world's most advanced, up-to-date theme park, Epic Universe, I don't think people are thinking too hard about LARPing, essentially, and trying to play a role within that world. Now,
that's not what I'm expecting.
I know that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But I do think, though, if Universal team members are expected to act that way, and characters are expected to continue like a little bit of a storyline that's kind of underneath everything, not so overtly like in your face, like, these are the things that are happening in Darkmoor, watch out, blah blah blah, and there's all these other stories. It's like, no, it's just like
vibes.
Small thing
It's
vibes
vibe,
and small things here and there. I do think to a certain extent the general public will feel a little pressure to get involved in some manner, just because if somebody comes up to you in complete character and says something about Darkmoor in just a passive way, it's an awkward interaction if you don't try to do something back.
Yeah.
Other than the people who are just like, thanks, and then just walk away because they don't care. There are a handful of people that will feel awkward because of that. And so that is the only reason why I think it probably wouldn't last as long as we think it would, or hope it would. But we are definitely unique humans in this because we love that kind of stuff.
You know what? I do not.
Well,
I do
rather,
not.
I love this kind of stuff, but you even are admitting that you would like to experience it.
I would.
You're still an outlier there in that regard.
Yes. No, I mean, like I said, I loved it in the Wizarding World, and I feel like that's what they're going for based off of what we read, and I would love to see it. Like, it doesn't have to be super interactive. It doesn't have to be Ghost Town Alive. It just, like, light. Like, roleplay light. Immersive light. I just want to see a little bit of it.
Now I'm thinking about a Ghost Town Alive version that could fit into Dark.
It'd be awesome.
It would be absolutely incredible.
No, see, that's what I was thinking. Like it doesn't have to be as extreme as Ghost Town Alive, obviously, but I mean, Ghost Town Alive is proof that there is a clientele for that type of experience, and it can mix with the non-willingness to participate either.
If it were a seasonal thing, I would say yes.
Yeah.
You could probably do it, but not an everyday, beginning to end of day, forever kind of thing.
No, that's why I'm saying
like what they were trying to do with Galaxy's Edge, which never happened.
No,
which is a bit of a disappointment because I would have loved to see a version of it at least. But I feel like it would have to be seasonal if they were to do something like that. Also, I don't think Universal would ever do that. To be honest,
not to get into a whole other conversation, but Disney fans, I think with Disney fans, Galaxy's Edge could never have been that type of area.
No, because you would have
people fighting to participate.
You would have people fighting to participate. You would have crazy pass holder people like completely shoving to the front of lines to talk to characters and completely overtake their time. The people who are there every single day, it would just be absurd. And that's not saying that Knott's doesn't have some of those people. Knott's definitely does have some of those people that are there every single day interacting with those characters, but they aren't as pushy. Not nearly as pushy. And I'm not saying that all pass holders are pushy. I'm just saying there are some that are totally pushy. So I think you're right, though. I think you hit the nail on the head there. But yeah, I mean, it's something that I'd love to see. Like you're saying, I would love to see something like that show up here because it feels right. They are going to have a Wizarding World in this park as well. So if anything, they can continue it there. They can't do it in Celestial Park. They're probably going to do a little bit of it in Isle of Burke. See,
I don't even expect it in Isle of Burke. I think it was just the wording of the news blips that we read. Made me feel like if any place they're going for it other than more Harry Potter stuff, it's here.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I was laughing because in my mind I was like, you can't really fit that into Super Nintendo World like at all. And then I thought about all the power-ups, but then if all the power-ups are considered to be like drugs, and then people come up to be like, bro, you got like a superstar that I can have like real quick, please?
Oh my gosh.
Please, can I get one?
You went someplace weird in your mind
I went
right there.
real dark.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys get an insight in my brain. Maybe I shouldn't let that happen every now and again.
I think he's talking to me, and he ends up talking about superstar drug fiends.
Superstar drug fiends. It's also on my mind because I was there at Universal today doing the new interactive glacier wall thing that they have in Super Nintendo World, which is super duper fun. So you can check our socials. I posted some stuff about it, but I digress. Anyway, that's the information we have currently on Dark Universe. So now we just have Wizarding World to be announced officially at Epic Universe, and then we have everything that's coming to Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort, which is super duper exciting. So hopefully you guys found some information in this week's episode that is helpful to you or that you found ridiculous. Hopefully you liked Nikki's giggling fit that she couldn't get past.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's adorable. I find it endearing.
Oh, I hope at least one other person agrees with you.
If they don't, it's fine.
That's fine. I had fun.
I'm glad you did. But thank you, everybody, for listening to this week's episode of the Theme Park Duo podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you head on over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star written review. Of course, we would always shout you out here on the show if you do and read the review out loud, obviously. It's a free way to support the show, and it's an easy way for everyone to find us and enjoy us like you are right now. If you want to support the show in a different way, we have t-shirts and other things you can buy with Theme Park Duo logos all over it. So you can definitely check that out on our TeePublic website. Everything is linked below in the show description. If you want to follow us on social media, you can follow us at Theme Park Duo on all social platforms. Like I mentioned, I was at Universal Studios Hollywood this morning, as of this recording, checking out the new interactive wall at the Super Nintendo World and some of the 60th anniversary studio tour things that were going on in Universal Plaza. And we have a lot of other fun things happening here in the month of July and in August. We actually have Midsummer Scream right around the corner and a few other very exciting things. So make sure you follow us on those social media platforms to keep up to date with everything that we're doing. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, things you want to hear about, things you don't want to hear about, you can always email us at
themeparkduo@gmail.com.
Thank you once again, everybody, for listening to this week's episode. And always remember, there's always a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. See ya!
Thanks for riding with the Theme Park Duo. Make sure to gather all your belongings before the end of the podcast. Bye-bye.
Dusty!